All right, get ready to scratch your head over this one. A new court ruling threatening personal privacy in California and 8 other western states. U.S. Court of Appeals ruling the government can walk up your driveway at night, plant a GPS tracker on your car, and secretly use it to monitor your movements anytime it wants, all without a search warrant. So where in the world is your right to privacy and a defense against unreasonable search and seizure? Joining us now, Fox News legal analyst Mercedes Colwin, former prosecutor Joey Jackson. You know, Joey, a producer told me about this a couple of days ago, and I said, oh, let me guess. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. You know, I would be tempted to call this a really dumb decision, but I'd probably get disbarred in California for doing that. So I'll just call it legally indefensible decision.
It is. It absolutely is. And you know what's really crazy about it? The chief of that court, Kaczynski, a real conservative appointed by Reagan, even he said, look, guys, you have lost your way. And he dissented, the most conservative guy.
Right.
Look, this one's coming back for a couple of reasons. Number one, if he says it's wrong, it's got to be wrong.
Right.
Number two, you know there's a split in circuits. The D.C. Circuit Court has ruled on this very issue, and they said this is impermissible.
And by the way, the D.C. is a level-headed, highly influential court, which the Supreme Court often sides with.
Exactly, and interestingly enough on that, who decided that on that court, Mercedes? You had an appointee by Bush, an appointee by Reagan, and an appointee by Clinton.
You guys, gentlemen, you've got it all wrong. I cannot believe I'm actually defending the Ninth Circuit, but they've got it right. The reason why is this. Number one, there was a reasonable suspicion. It's not like the law enforcement decided, you know what? I like that Pineda's house. I'm going to put that GPS underneath their car. They had already been tracking this individual, and why not use the internet other than just dating?
Can I just
why not stop doing just the dating part and say, we're going to use this technology to track the criminals? Good for them.
Joey,
I
could have sworn that your expectation of privacy occurs not only inside your home, but indeed outside on the immediate premises.
That's right. They call it the curtilage, right? You remember that from law school, Mercedes, the curtilage, anything abutting or joining next to your property, you have a reasonable expectation of privacy
it was still reasonable suspicion. You have not addressed that. They did not say, you know what, let's go over to Joey's house and put a GPS.
But you know what?
This guy had, obviously they had the suspicion that he was doing this.
But Mercedes, what do you do when you have reasonable suspicion? It's called a warrant. You remember those?
Right.
You go in front of a judge, you swear, you affirm under oath and affirmation, and you say, I have reason to believe that there are drugs there, and you get them.
And by the way, when they did track Mr. Pineda, what did he do? They found the evidence.
Well,
they found the evidence,
and
he pled guilty. Hey, I know the poison from the fruit from the poison tree. I know all that.
Yeah.
But Greg, why not use a GPS in this way? It's not
Joey,
like all of us are going to
let me
pray
draw a
against
comparison. All right,
too overbroad.
It's clear that there was an invasion of privacy here by doing this at night, but let's talk about the tracking by the GPS. Let me draw a comparison here. It's an unreasonable search and seizure to intrude in somebody's car anywhere that is not in plain sight.
Correct.
If you hide a device on the car to track that person, isn't that not in plain sight, and thus a Fourth Amendment violation?
100%. It's a Fourth Amendment violation. The whole thing is for multiple reasons. Number one, as you just stated and admitted, fruit of the poisonous tree. You go onto the curtilage, you plant this device, right? That's impermissible, number one. As a result of that, anything emanating from that as evidence has to be excluded in the tracking device. It is no good.
You know who's breaking a sweat from this? All those out there that are doing things they should not be doing. All of us law-abiding citizens are like, you know what, sure, follow me to the grocery store, follow me to the mobile station, follow me to the gym, follow me to my relative's home.
Justify police intrusion and the police violating the rules.
When there's a heightened public safety issue, you know all this, that the Constitution
may be... Don't get a judge to sign off on a warrant.
But here's the problem with the argument.
Well, it's a timing issue. The Fed said this is a timing issue.
There were no exigent circumstances here.
Here's the problem
There's a raging drug war. Kudos to the feds to be using it. Oh, there's no raging drugs.
No, but hold on. But you could say heightened public expectation about everything. We've got murderers. We've got rapists. We've got people who are robbing and pillaging and caught them. So we can say it's a public emergency. Forget the Constitution. Let's just go invade their privacy.
I think it's a little different with drugs.
I'm getting a hard rap from the producer.
Yeah, it's far worse than murderers.
Come on, we could talk about this all day.
You held your own quite nicely, Mercedes.
Thank you.
Even though it's legally indefensible. But nice job. You did a good job of defending the Ninth Circuit.
Thank you.
All right. Joey, you win.
Hey!
Joey.